Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Can you guys notice my haircut? I shaved my sides and took like a lot of length off because I don't know. Even though like I was aware that we're in Mercury retrograde, so people shouldn't probably make a lot of big important decisions, but I just did it. Anyways, today I thought maybe I could show you guys the oracle cards that I made. It consists of like 10 cards. There was this one time I was super like really feeling it. I was feeling like super peaceful and also chaotic and also like I don't know, I was like spiritually high. And I just drew these and labeled them, and then I realized that okay, what I actually did was make an oracle deck. And I think these oracle cards, each card describes a personality of our souls, of the souls of the collective. And like if I pull up one of these cards in a reading, that means this specific personality is what you should be embracing. This personality of your soul that you have developed from all of those past lives you have had, and now is the time for you to embrace this, because this is the strongest personality that is coming out from your soul. I don't know if you get it, but the girls who get it. Okay, shut up. Let's go. I'm gonna start with the first card. These are called Ketu Mars ants. And there's one big ant that has like no wings. And then there's another smaller ant with wings. When I was growing up, I would see like during maybe like winters or monsoons, I would see a lot of ants with wings, and the next day their wings would fall off and most of them would die. So yeah, these are the backstory behind the ants and Ketu and Mars. So Mars is like a soldier, warrior, fighter kind of an energy. And Ketu, how I look at Ketu, is like a retired warrior, someone who has already fought a lot of battles and now they have retired. They're kind of tired. They still know that the fight, like when they have to fight, it's not like they will never fight anymore, but they have retired because they know a lot more than they did when they were young. So this smaller ant with wings is just like the young side of the Ketu. So, you know, if you get this card, that probably means that you have two sides in you. One of the sides is very passionate, very young, is always eager to fight for whatever cause you are passionate about. And the second one is a more matured side who has mastered detachment, who has mastered the art of letting things go, and they know when to fight and when not to fight. And this card shows the harmony between these two sides. Like if it comes up, that means you either have the harmony between these two, like soldier and retired soldier sides, or you need to harmonize these two sides, because sometimes people can feel like, I know this is not going to work, but I still want to fight, I still want to take actions, but what's the fucking point if nothing's going to work? So it creates a lot of it creates a lot of confusion. So I think another message of this card is pick your battles. You have to decide which battles you're going to pick up and which battles you're going to have to let go, because sometimes Mars is over aggressive, over passionate, and you need to learn how, like, what topics and what fights or battles are deserving of your passion and your energy and your aggression. So, you know, this is what the card says. Now, the second card is called Monstrous Whimsical Moss. Here. Okay, so if this comes up in your reading, that just means that you're a big baby. Not like man-child kind of a baby, but you have this amazing heart, but you also have a big personality, you have a big energy, but you you're not like you always mean good, but still sometimes you end up intimidating people because your energy or your aura or the way you speak or present yourself is just like so extravagant, so big, that sometimes people can find it uh, overwhelming and they can get intimidated. But if you present yourself to the right people, they can see for this amazing, graceful creature that you are. Imagine just like a big giant made of moss. There's moss everywhere, and there are like little ladybugs or mushrooms growing on you. So, you are connected with the nature. You are much bigger than your body, than your identities of this earth. You're much more than that. And this, maybe it's better if you find people who can see that, who can recognize that energy and celebrate that energy, rather than tolerating, because that's just going to pull you down. So that was the second card. The third card is Chaos Bird, aka the Reclaimed One. Now you can see there's like plants, moss, trees, and there's a pink bird in it, and slowly the moss is also growing on the bird. So this is a bird who, it's like a legendary bird who is very rarely seen, but when it's seen, that means something amazing and phenomenal is about to happen. So if that comes up, that means your soul personality is like, you are this amazing, powerful bird, like a phoenix kind of a bird who likes to rest a lot, and you rest for such long times that like the earth literally takes over you, reclaims you, you become a part of the earth. That's why you don't see yourself experiencing nature. Like, you don't see, when you go to the park or some wildlife or forest or some place like that, you don't see yourself like as a person on a vacation trying to reconnect with the nature. You already know that you are a part of nature, and everything you see is a part of you. So that's one of the things about your soul. And the second thing is that even though you guys try to rest a lot, because I don't know why, but you guys love to rest. But when you actually take actions, which is very rare, but when you actually take action and uh, showcase your true energy and your true power, something really phenomenal, something really big happens, something really great takes place. So it's probably a reminder to acknowledge your true power, and when needed, use it, fly, and Oh my god, did you guys hear my stomach? It's like really early in the morning and I did not sleep and I did have coffee and I'm also hungry, so I don't know. Um, yeah, I think that's it with the card. Reclaimed one, Chaos Bird. Now, this is the fourth card. It's called Mutation Clover in Concrete Crack. So there's this crack which you can see is glowing from the inside, and at the boundaries of the crack, it's green, maybe moss is growing, and out of the crack, there's a clover leaf, a clover plant growing, but it doesn't have just like 4 or 5 leaves. It has like multiple leaves, and it has like it doesn't just have like multiple petals, but it also have leaves, and those leaves are also growing petals, and it's variegated. It's not just like green, it's also purple. So it's like very mutated kind of a thing. And it what it says about you is that you had to grow in tough conditions, not just in this life, but multiple lives. But even though the circumstances were really rough, maybe people around you were not very warm or very sensitive towards you, you still nurtured yourself. You made sure you get everything that heals you. You made sure you get everything that nurtures you, and then you grew up into this amazing, special plant. But like, you did not grow into something you were expecting yourself to grow into. But when you actually did grow up, when you did actually did like get out of the shitty situation, you realize that you are now something much more powerful and much more better. Is that even correct grammar? I don't know, but like, you realize that now, like, your conditions and you yourself have changed in ways that you never expected, but like it's all in like good faith. Like, you are happy with this transformation. Yes, the shitty things happened in the past and you cannot change that, but now you are here celebrating your transformation and finding your tribe, because you're different, you're mutated, so you're finding other mutants, X-Men reference if you are into that. Okay, so the fifth, yeah, the fifth card is the primordial butter moth. Yeah, so this being is the OG mother of all winged creatures and bugs. It's like, the first butterfly slash moth to ever exist. Like, this person gave birth to butterflies and moths and probably also dragonflies and other winged bugs and other just non-winged bugs as well. I don't know. And this butterfly has like many, many wings, and they're all very different. And there's one wing that is just pure light, and this other wing is just pure darkness. This third wing is made of like a substance that is not known to humans, and then there are regular wings as well, but there are different shapes and colors, and some are like 3D and some are like a mobile screen. They're changing, so it's like, very wild, primordial, magical. Also, this being, this primordial butter moth, can travel through different timelines, universes, realms. People can see people can see it in astral realms if you know how to do astral projection or lucid dreaming. And this also symbolizes or signifies, I don't know the correct word, but this also is a symbol of your ancestors coming together as one being. So if this card comes up, that means you guys have been through a lot of transformations, like a lot and lot of transformation, and sometimes as a side effect you guys can have like a bit of an identity crisis, but I think you still use this as an advantage. You guys love experimenting with your styles, experimenting with new things in life. So that's one of the things. Other thing is that you guys are also very connected to your ancestors. It doesn't even have to be like bloodline ancestors. It could also be like spirit guides and your ancestors from different lives and stuff. And the third thing is you guys love to collect memories and knowledge, and you love experiencing different things. So that's what the card suggests. Now for the sixth card. It's called Dandelion Crone Sisters. So there are three dandelion sisters and they have like reached their old age, so thus the crone title, and their seeds are now being taken away to pollinate and germinate and stuff, but they still hold so much power and so much knowledge and so many earthly gifts. And through this they are also making sure other people get that knowledge with their seeds getting away from different corners. That means if this card comes up, that means you are one of these very knowledgeable person and very experienced person, like kind of an old soul, or maybe just like a very old person who has a lot of knowledge to give to their younger acquaintances. Also, this could also be a sign that you guys have had teachers or teachings and lessons from all different aspects of your life. Maybe, you know, people who learn from YouTube or learn from like weird, like unconventional learnings. This card suggests that you guys have learned and experienced a lot from unconventional mediums, but you guys were successful nonetheless. So that's what this card means. Now, a really cute card coming up next. It's called Persephone Worm, or Persephone Earthworm. Yeah, Persephone Worm. It's like a pink worm. It's like super long. So I love the goddess Persephone, her whole concept, and I love pomegranates. And like honestly, ever since I was a teenager, I always felt like I'm very Persephone coded. Yeah. So this worm is super long. That means also it has two mouths. It's like both the ends of its body is its heads and mouths. So it just like it represents the harmony and duality, that you can be just like Persephone, right? So this worm is like so long that one of its mouth can be very underground, deep underground, and the other mouth can, or head can stay up at the surface. So that's how it balances their, you know, lower self and higher self. It's like, you know, a union or a healthy balance of lower self and higher self. If this card comes up as an advice, that means maybe you should do something to balance these two both sides, your lower self, higher self, or your mind and your heart, your logic and your intuition. Or if it just comes as a card that kind of describes you, that means you're someone who has gone through experiences that taught you to harmonize or keep in balance these two sides, dark and light, feminine and masculine. Like how Persephone was perceived as like a little cute flower, twink, girly pop, but then she became the queen of the underworld, and then she's also seen as this dark, gothic goddess. So, these both sides, like, you don't have to be this certain type of a person, like how some people, if you say, yeah, I'm into spirituality, and they expect you to be like really positive minded person who's always like wearing like super flowy clothes and saying like good energy to you, my beloved friend of the universe's star seed girlfriend. I'm not making joke of people who actually do that, but that's how people usually expect you to behave. Or if you say that you're into occult arts, then they're going to expect you to say dark things like, I love murders, I love going to the funeral, I love crows. I mean, I love crows, honestly, but that's how people expect you to be. And then they kind of are shocked if you're not exactly like that because of, pop culture, media, and stuff. So yeah, that's how it means. People, if this card shows up, people underestimate you a lot, but you are much more than what they expect from you, or what uh, preconceived notions they have in their minds of you. You're much more than that. You're way better than that, and you know what you are. So remember that. Don't forget that. That's what this card means. Now, the next card, which I think is the seventh card, is called Red Rain Velvet Bug, aka Ramji Dokri. So, like, let me just show you the card first before I explain. Okay, so I have drawn these red velvet bugs that used to show up in my hometown, in our house, like immediately after the rain, and they're like really tiny, and they're like super velvety, like it feels like I would pick them up and touch them, and like me and my sisters would do that. It was like such a nice bonding memory. But these bugs only show up after rain, and that's what describes your soul personality. That means that your soul, or just like your basic personality, is someone who's like shy, who does not know when to act. But this is a sign that, hey, you have already received the sign. Like if you are thinking that I need a sign, and you saw something and you're like, no, that's not a sign enough, it means it's a sign. If you're thinking of doing something, you should do it, because it's your time to shine. Yeah, like that, the summary of this card is, it's your time to shine. It's your time to come out of the deepness to the surface and show yourself. Let the world celebrate you. Let little kids pick you up, and you know So yeah, that's what this card means, that even as a soul, you don't like to incarnate a lot, but when you do, that means something great is about to happen in the world, and that's why you're showing up, because you only go to the best parties. So that's what this card means. Now, the eighth card, just second last card. I don't know if there are like 10 or 9 cards, but okay. This is the card. It's called Shitting Crojan. Crojan is like crow plus pigeon, so Crojan. And honestly, these cards, like, don't take them too seriously. I was like super high, not on any substance, but just like on my own energy that day, and I just made these. So what it says about your personality, like, look at crows and pigeons. They're both hated by the society, because like crows are bad omens, and Pigeons were like once used as a mode of communication or transportation, not like transportation, but you know what I mean. Communication as a mode of communication. But then they were abandoned when we started having like better modes of communication, and now they're like so much, and they don't want to separate from humans because that's what they were accustomed to. But now when people see a lot of pigeons, they're like, oh my god, they're such a pain in the ass, they're shitting everywhere and stuff, you know. And this crojan being, which is like a mixture of crow and pigeon, is you, someone who is like some kind of an outcast or like a very alternative person, you know, someone who has felt like different from the world and stuff. But this person, like their sun, and according to tarot theory, when sun appears, it's a really good sign, it's a very lucky sign. And if you look at the crow, what this, like the crojan, what is it sitting on? It's a tree, but it's a tree of knowledge and wisdom and immortality. And you can also see like a snake thingy, because according to mythologies, they are. Okay, there's a weird person outside the window. What's happening? Okay, so I don't even have my glasses. Let me just put on my glasses if this person is looking at me. It's just a thing, guys. I don't even know like what's going on. I'm scared. But okay, whatever. Let me just do my video. Oh, shut up. Ugh. Shit incursion. Yeah, so this person, like you can see the snakes, and snakes are known to guard the trees of knowledge and wisdom. And there are butterflies and lizards, and there are all types of spiritual, magical animals around the tree, and you're sitting on that tree. That means you have the access to all the knowledge and wisdom. I know these cards sound a lot repetitive, but I don't know, like, just, yeah, like, okay, I'm sorry, I just have to say this. There's like a parking space outside my house, and on the parking space, there's like grass and everything, and there's a person in a cardboard box sitting, and I'm inside it, and that person has been sitting inside it since like 3 a.m. or something. And just now this other person came and gave the person something in the box, and like, how small is that person to be able to fit in the cardboard box? What the fuck is going on? Are they doing like some kind of animal photography or something? I'm like, and my flatmate isn't here, so I can't even talk about this with someone. Oh my god, I don't know. I'm just like a little anxious. What the fuck is going on? But I hope it's something good. I hope it's like some kind of wildlife photography they're trying to achieve. But anyways, continuing with the card, you guys have a lot of knowledge, a lot of wisdom, and you also wield or yield. You also have the power. You have the power to share or withhold this knowledge and power. So just make sure you share it with people who are worthy, but also make sure you're not being like too much of a gatekeeper. Like, oh, I don't like this person. They're not wearing the clothes I like. So let me just withhold. But also you can exact revenge on people. Like in like the crow in the card is actually shitting. Okay, so in many cultures, when the crow shits on you, it's considered to be good luck. But in some culture, if the crow is like, if the crow shits on you, it's bad luck. So you hold the power, and you hold what meaning, when you shit on someone, what meaning do you give it? Like when you showcase your strength and wisdom, what meaning do you want to give it? Do you want it to be a teachable moment for the other person, or do you want, like, the teachable moment, do you want it to be a good experience or a bad experience? I don't know how to explain this. I'll probably like try to come up with a better explanation. But anyways, let's come to our last card. This is called Ketufied Rahu side of Somi. I'm Somi, and my head is separated from the body in this card. Uh, if you guys don't know about Ketu and Rahu, in Hindu mythology, they're like a big part of Vedic astrology, so that's why. In Hindu mythology, there was this one guy, and like, long story short, this god separated his head from his body, and his head became Rahu, a very manipulative, obsessive side who's always running after things, and his body became Ketu, this like someone without the mind but with only the power of heart, who's like not running after anything, but they don't have any direction at the same time, and they are very good at separation and detachment. So, so when this card means that recently, or maybe that's just like your soul personality, that something you used to obsess over, something you were so crazy about that you sometimes also didn't care about the morals you set for yourself, something like that, something you also had a lot of passion for. Maybe you finally got it, or you got over it, that now you feel very detached from this thing. Like, let's no, like, you are so detached, but at the same time you finally did get it, and you're so good at whatever you wanted to get. Like, let's say you wanted to be an actor. You were so obsessed with being an actor, you were like crazy for it. You, like, all your energy, money, time, everything was going into being an actor. But this one, something happened, or you realize yourself, I don't know, something happened, and you stopped obsessing over it. But when you stopped obsessing over it, when you learned detachment, then you got better as an actor, and you started getting better gigs, better roles, um, and you enjoy it. But it's also sad that you're not feeling what you thought you were supposed to feel when you actually would get there. But you have learned detachment, so in the future you won't get as obsessive and self-destructive in the future. Something like that. Okay? That's it. That's it. That's what all the cards are about. Let's hope in the future I can sit down, analyze, and write the meanings that are more apprehensive, that people can understand and relate to, and maybe I can like draw them better and create them into little cute cards. But yeah, like, I would love to do that, but I don't know when I would actually do that, because there are so many things I want to do, and it just overwhelms me to the point I end up doing nothing. And I think a lot of people can relate. But okay, I think that's it. I'm just, before I go, going to show you something. This is a little cute ginger plant. I had this like big chunk of ginger that is kind of rotting, but it started growing these sprouts, so I put them in the plant. And so far I haven't been able to kill it, luckily, because in my experience the only plant before this I couldn't kill was money plant. It's also called photos. Yeah, so like, except for photos, I always end up killing plants, and I'm like, why am I even trying? I try to do my research and everything, but I don't know what happens. If you know someone, some channel, some resource that's actually good and useful when it comes to taking care of different plants, let me know. And yeah, like my video, subscribe, comment and stuff, show me your love through these very limited ways of the YouTube. Help me grow, because if you help me grow, I'm gonna feel motivated to better my quality. Like, as you guys can see, I have a tripod now. I also did buy mics, but those are not working for some reason, and I did contact the company and I'm waiting for the reply. So let's hope they like exchange it or give me the money back or something, so I can get another mics. And usually, like, this was the cheapest option that was like 50% guaranteed to work, because the other good options are all like 100 or 200 euros, and I don't know if I want to spend that much on mics now. But I don't know. But so nice to upload another video in, I mean, it's been a week or something, but take what? Have a great weekend, have a great time. I love you guys, unless I don't. So, bye bye.